Check. Hey, everybody. If you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead 17 minutes until you need to be aware of anything other than that. Open line. I got text coming in. Good morning, Dave. And Orrin. Thank you. Happy Easter to you guys.
There you go. Where's it go?
I thought I had another.
Yeah, that ain't gonna be long enough.
I had another cable. Let me see what I got here.
Right here.
Yeah, that's where you plug in. Oh, don't pull it. I need it over here.
Oh, sorry.
I need it over here.
Okay, I don't know what this other one was laying here for.
Well, I had it like super long because you were sitting in a chair at one time.
Oh, yeah.
I got to redo it from over here. Morning, Waylon. There. Darren Mund. Well, that's one big pumpkin in the background.
He's got one big pumpkin in his pants right now.
How do you know this? Oh. Well, swelling is what's going on over there. That's what he gets for having like 42 kids. All right. You ready?
Ready for what? Oh, yeah, bring her.
Man, just want me to shoot it in your mouth?
Sure.
How many?
2.7.
Tasty?
I don't think it's bad. I think it tastes almost has a sweet taste to it.
Well, I was told that I do not have a refined palate.
I know. You and your palate.
Darren says he went from an extra large to a double XL large. Darren, when you reach the magnum size, just let us know. Cheers. Happy Easter, y'all.
We'll go click into the old live broadcast so that I can see comments here with you.
Yeah. I got a morning, Eric. Morning, Karen. I'll do a time check here for y'all.
Yeah, there's a little more than usual of a delay.
You know why? It's because you're on my internet system with everything hooked up to my internet system.
Yeah, there's about a 4-second delay here.
Yeah.
Usually there's not. Even here, though, there's usually not that much of a delay. It's kind of strange.
Depends on the day. Morning, Mayor. Let's see.
Yep.
What was I going to... Oh.
Right at 4 seconds.
Ooh, we got boxers and beer this week.
Really?
I told you so many times.
I know. I've got it on my calendar, but
Yeah,
that snuck up.
April 13th.
Ugh.
Where is the legislative ledger? I thought I had that. Maybe I got to look it up here. It should be in my deleted file. All right, we're going to be 7 o'clock straight up here, coming up shortly here. Where did I put it? Right there. My legislative ledger from Julie Ellingson. Scott Bulgy, good morning. He must have excited John about being on Twitter again because he couldn't talk about anything else here. So, all right, station 70000 coming up straight across on Mark.
No, we did not, Scott. Saw a couple 3 fresh calves this morning. Saw one being born. Did not see any coyotes after daybreak here, so it's a good thing.
Got a text that says, have you heard anything more about the baiting laws? Yeah, that's what I'm looking up here. The stockman sends me the updated information of what happened, and what is it? Is it 12 or something like that? Remember the number? Is it?
No, I don't.
I'll start from the top here. University System, Department of Health, State Fair, Department of Transportation, Trust Lands, Extension Service, Environmental Quality, Tax Commissioner, State Investment. This bill would impose a flat income tax of 1.99% for individuals, estates, and trusts. It received a 6-0 do not pass. Well, that doesn't evidently frickin' matter anymore.
House Bill 1151.
1151. As introduced, this bill would have restricted the Game and Fish Department from prohibiting the baiting of deer for lawful hunting on private land. The engrossed version of the bill affixed some regulations to baiting practices, allowing it for any purpose, including hunting from August 25th until December 31st, limiting the quantity of bait to no more than 50 gallons, providing a 150-foot base setback from property lines. The explicitly exempting and then limiting criminal liability from the normal feeding of livestock and other feeding practices. At a hearing before the Senate Energy and Natural Resource Committee, Paul Thomas, bill sponsor, offered some amendments to the bill that reverted it to its original version of the bill, but retained the quantity and setback additions added by the House. Stockman Associates was amongst the ag and sportsman groups that supported Thomas's amendments. Senate Energy and Natural Resource Committee gave the bill a 6-0 do pass, but the bill failed on the Senate floor 21-26 on Tuesday. Motion to reconsider the vote Wednesday fell short 21-26. So you want to know what grinds my gears is Game and Fish has the power in their power now to tell me what I can freaking do on private land.
Yeah.
You want to talk about people wanting control?
I know.
All right. That's what's going on. We'll be discussing that. All right, so first thing I'll talk about.
61 today for a high in Amadon.
Yep. Slight change of plans to Boston. The boys headed south. I'm moving pairs around, hauling south before the frost. Loss of frost.
Better hustle.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 28 degrees when I was out this morning. Yeah.
Hazen's high today, 37.
We're in a banana belt. I'm sorry to tell you this.
I know it's crazy.
We're in a banana belt down here. Station 703, my 703.30 on Mark. We'll be starting at 706 sharp. Morning, Mr. Chuck Hansen's back. Yeah, here's the thing. There's people that were in full support of not allowing baiting. Like they supported this bill 100%, Jesse.
Of not allowing baiting?
No, right. They were in support. They're like, wow, you shouldn't bait anyway.
Okay.
And these are the same people that say that they stand up for private property rights.
Gotcha.
No, I'm sorry. If you're against baiting, you're against baiting, but property rights is, it's kind of my thing first and foremost. Well, I'm telling you, they're going after food plots. Mark my words, YouTube and everybody listening. Eventually, they're going to come to the point where they're going to come after the size and restriction on your food plots. I guarantee. I did most of my show here in the pregame. Yeah, guy said, Well, at least I got your blood boiling this morning.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that says you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Well,
I give him an inch, I got to back up and give it to him again.
I'm not arguing that. That's for the after show. Sometimes these computer systems on these radio stations have this on them. We're going to fly that drone this morning, buddy.
All right.
Ooh, I got to plug my phone in. I need a... it's out there. I got to get it out. We'll do it after the first break. Remind me. 30 seconds. Going quiet until then. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors, heard all across the Dakota Territory, like great radio stations that have been sticking with me for nearly 2 decades already. KGFX out of Pierce, South Dakota. Thank you guys down there. Appreciate it. KOLY, the Teddy Bear Jail in Mobridge, South Dakota. I think they got rid of all their teddy bears here. K-Fire 550, the voice of the Northern Plains in Bismarck, Mandan. KCJB 910. We used to say 91 country back when that was my first radio job, was in Mina at that station. They trusted in me long enough, Jesse, that I got to come back as a radio host on Saturday mornings. And KLTC in Dickinson, the first and only place that threw me out of the building. Did you hear that story?
Probably, but I don't remember it.
We had an issue with how I pronounced the word often.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with it, but the boss at the time had an issue with it. So that's how it's going. Good morning, everybody. Good to have you along here today. It is a open line, grind your gears Saturday. And the reason is because we haven't had one in a long time. I've had quite a few people say, we haven't done a grind my gears. We can call in and say, what's going on? You can text. And I'll get you started right off the bat here in the North Dakota side. Okay. House Bill 1151, which this bill would have restricted the Game and Fish Department from prohibiting the baiting of deer for lawful hunting on private land. Now, there's the importance right there. It says private land. And by the way, Jesse Flath from Western Frontier Insurance is my guest here today. If you're watching on YouTube, you've seen that. If you're listening on terrestrial radio, he's in the background here.
Terrestrial
you heard that right.
I did hear that.
Anyway, Jesse, this came out of the committee with a 6-0 do pass. And on Tuesday, the bill failed on the Senate floor 21-26. It went up for reconsideration on Wednesday, fell again 21-26. And I don't know if you're private property, if you want your private property rights. This one, I think I'm not in big excitement about this. So now on the North Dakota side of things, the Game and Fish has the ability granted to them by, by the Senate, I guess, is who granted it this, that they can make restrictions on your private land, whether you like it or not. What do you think about that? Call in 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA. You can also text me at 701-425-6651. Again, 701-425-6651. I want to know from the South Dakota side of things, if this was your legislature that allowed somebody to say, you know what, if you wanted to put out salt or mineral or anything like that. I mean, you see these commercials on these hunting shows, Jesse. I mean, they have
Antler King.
They got the growth, the big J or whatever they call this. I mean, they're putting this stuff out like left and right. And now they're like, no, you can't do that. If you consider that baiting or hunting over it. I'm not a big fan. I think it's an infringement of our private property rights. And
what are they going to consider baiting? Like you said, you go to Runnings and buy one of those lick blocks that looks like a rock,
Yeah.
It's just rough shaped salt, and you throw 2 or 3 of them out there in the pile.
Can't hunt over it.
Is that baiting?
Yep. I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
That's the thing is, your food plots here. Daryl Lease, Daryl, give me a call in here. Nothing I would like to discuss more than private property rights with you about this issue right here, because I've had some friends that are so against baiting that they were in support of this bill, but they claim to be private property rights in,
They were not in support of this bill.
or not in support of it. No,
I know
they were in support of.
No,
yeah,
they didn't want it. This bill was going to make it so you could bait.
Right.
So they were against it.
Right. Exactly. They don't like baiting, but they think they like private property rights. Anyway, 888-932-5682. 888. I'll text it to you. 932-5682. I can't believe he doesn't have that memorized right now.
Should be programmed in his phone.
I mean, it should be right there. It's been around for like 20 years.
He should have the secret line even text.
I don't have secret lines on mine here. I don't do that like they have in some studios.
I got one.
Welcome to the program.
Well, good morning. This baiting issue wouldn't have mattered anyway, because Burgum would have vetoed it anyway.
You might be right. You might be right on that.
I mean,
Why do you think Burgum would have vetoed this? Why do you think?
well, if anything that allows the private individual any control, he'll veto.
Yeah.
He's a nice social governor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, isn't that? Yeah, I don't have much that I can say to retaliate that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, what was the other bill this year that
hold on, we got another caller. I think this is the man. Is this the man himself?
Depends on who you calling the man, but
I'm calling you the man. Yeah.
Daryl, you
had the man there with you, Jesse.
Yeah, you might know this answer, Daryl. There was another bill this year. I don't remember what it was, but the House and Senate put it through, and it ended up on the governor's desk, and then he vetoed it, and then it went back, and they overrode his veto. And I just can't remember which one that was. It was recent here.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember which one. They've been having a hard time overriding vetoes, though, this year.
Yeah.
More have went down than have went the other direction.
So, Daryl, let me first and foremost, a couple weeks ago, I had a couple legislators out of the South Dakota side, one Democrat, one Republican. They don't have very many bills regarding the outdoor issues in South Dakota at all. And it seems like every 2 years, North Dakota has a ton of these things, right? What's going on differently? And some of the South Dakota guys say that lick rocks are the ticket in South Dakota. They don't have these issues. Why are we trying to restrict private property rights up here so much?
Well, because we've got a game and fish that wants ultimate control of your life. And let's be honest about that, first of all. Second of all, that last caller said we have a governor that likes ultimate control of your life. Now, I share a different view than that caller, though, on whether he had vetoed it or not. I don't think Governor Burgum wanted this to get to his desk, because he was in a bad position on this one, no matter which direction, because he was getting so much pressure from the game and fish itself. And rumor has it that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the feds, came in and applied a lot of pressure on this also.
Really?
Because you have to remember, CWD is a money tree. And
this is
the
all
only
because of
reason we're
CWD?
trying to do this, the only reason we're trying to do this is the bill that was passed in the omnibus bill, the giant spending ridiculous bill. Last minute, they put in there $70 million a year to go out for research and management of CWD to states.
Not a cure, but just to research and manage it. Yeah.
Right. And the management practices, some of the management practices, best management practices that are out there, that they don't tell you absolutely have to follow this or we're going to pull your money if you get some, but they kind of say your best management practices are you have to restrict baiting. Well, here's the thing. I call this pseudoscience.
Daryl, could
Okay.
you? We're up against our break. Could you stay with
Yeah,
us
yep.
through the break here, and then we'll continue this talk on the other side, because this is a conversation I wanted to have with you for a while here. So let's stay with me if you can. Daryl East is going to be back with this. Jesse's in the background. I'm Scott Bachman. We'll be back. I have neighbors listening, texting right now. They're not happy about this. They did not know about this. So we'll have more coming up your way. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues right after these messages. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invite you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and you can check out the Howell Farm and Ranch Retirement Auction, otherwise known as J&M Farms out of Hettinger, North Dakota. It's coming up your way on Thursday, April 13th. And on April 25th is the Doer Farm Retirement Auction in Kenmare, North Dakota. If you'd like more information, call or click Pfeiffer's.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
When it comes to picking the right financial institution that best suits your unique banking needs, we invite you to come bank with Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Recently named North Dakota's best small bank in Newsweek's America's Best Banks in 2021, we believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our online and mobile customers, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invite you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and you can check out the Howell Farm and Ranch Retirement Auction, otherwise known as J&M Farms out of Hettinger, North Dakota. It's coming up your way on Thursday, April 13th. And on April 25th is the Doer Farm Retirement Auction in Kenmare, North Dakota. If you'd like more information, call or click Pfeiffer's.com.
When it comes to picking the right financial institution that best suits your unique banking needs, we invite you to come bank with Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Recently named North Dakota's best small bank in Newsweek's America's Best Banks in 2021, we believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our online and mobile customers, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
On that road.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues here on a, I'm going to say it, Jesse. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here at the ranch. And, I mean, it's a beautiful morning.
That was pretty nice out
It
there.
was really nice. We went out and checked cows, did some coyote hunting earlier this morning. And a big thanks, and I don't think this is said enough across North and South Dakota, of our rural electrics and our rural broadband carriers, giving us the ability to do what I'm doing here from the ranch where I don't have to travel. So thank you very much for that. Daryl Lease joins us back here again. And are you still president of the Farm Bureau, Daryl?
I am.
All right. So that I can officially say that. Plus, you also host a talk radio show on one of the stations I'm on as well. And so people know who you are. I mean, you're kind of a big deal. Yeah.
No, I'm just an average guy that likes to have good conversations and allow people to have their conversations on the radio. And so I appreciate that opportunity. And I have a passion for agriculture and private property rights. So the opportunity to represent over 28,000 member families in North Dakota that way is a privilege also.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, during the Black Hill Stock Show, I got the chance to sit down with the South Dakota Farm Bureau, and that was a lot of fun down there talking with them. Now, I had to cut you off before the break. We were discussing CWD, $70 million coming from the federal side of things. And here's the thing. If there's money going to be put into this, there's going to be so-called research and development and whatever. If there's that much money coming, is this CWD will never go away. They're going to make more of a deal out of it so they get more money. I mean, wouldn't that be making sense in my mind, or am I?
CWD is the COVID of deer.
Yep. It is being, and it's been handled. See, we should have paid attention to the way some of these things have been handled in the wildlife and livestock community over the years, because we'd have known what was coming in the human side of things, how they would try and control us, because they've been doing this in CWD. No, and you're right. To get to your point, there will never be a resulting quote unquote fix to this, because you can't keep a big staff and build an empire of staff. If you find a fix for something, you don't need these people then, right? And so here's why I say that. Unless one thing happens, if they truly team up with the deer and elk farmers across this nation to find and pinpoint what the cure, preventative, and mainly genetics, okay?
Yeah.
If they would do that, then we will find one, okay? The only opportunity we have to find one is if the deer and elk farming community can put enough money together to find it themselves, because it has been proven that we have flourishing deer herds in the presence of what they quote unquote call mass CWD infection. Okay,
Mass. Okay. Wow.
Mass.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone says let's look to Canada. They've got it's so running rampant up there, but yet their deer population is one of the largest it's ever been.
Same. Okay. Colorado's had it since what, the 40s,
Forever.
50s, or
yeah. And so, but they refuse to. In fact, the North Dakota Game and Fish veterinarian even said that the deer farming is nothing like wild deer population, where there's nothing in common that doesn't cross over. Really? The deer inside those fences have genetics just like the deer on the outside. Oh, guess what? They're deer. If you have whitetail, they're whitetail.
Yeah.
And so there is a genetic fix to this. Identify the genome, the genetic marker that has resistance to this. Okay. And they say that CWD is always fatal. Okay. This one cracks me up.
Yeah.
Because the only deer they've found to have CWD, except with the exception of one, they found one dead along the road or something, but we don't know for sure if it was hit by a car or if it actually died of CWD or another cause. But they found one out of those that they found positive. The other ones have died. Oh, it's fatal, all right, because they die by a bullet or an arrow.
Yeah. Hold on. So I'm going to back you up a little bit, Daryl, and go to the finding the genes finding that DNA to help with this. I'm going to play a little devil's advocate for you and say, should we be messing with the animals like this? I mean, if it's CWD's out there, it's out there. EHD's out there, and evidently that killed thousands of deer 2 years ago, and that was no big deal. But one CWD case, and we got $70 million coming this way, right? And should we be messing with Mother Nature like this?
Well, let's put it this way. It's not messing with Mother Nature. It's identifying that deer that naturally has the natural genetic resistance. It's like, I liken it to scrapies and sheep, okay? And they quit referencing scrapies and sheep. They used to reference it all the time until they figured out, oh, these farmers and ranchers are smarter than we want to give them credit for. They understand scrapies. They understand genetic resistance. And if you can utilize a buck, or an area that has a buck that has this genetic resistance, and that's the sire out there, guess what? You increase the opportunity for his offspring to have genetic resistance. That's where I say they have to work with the farmer, the deer farmers.
Okay. Do you have time for a couple text message questions?
You bet.
Did Senator Hoeven help secure the $70 million for CWD research?
Oh yeah, he was a big champion of it. In fact, he will be bragging about getting this $70 million. But guess where it ended up? It ended up in the omnibus spending bill, which he brags about not voting for because it was so terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll brag about getting this money, $70 million a year, to go out to states and for this research and management.
Okay. Another text comes in and says, North Dakota is the only state along the Canadian line from the Pacific to Atlantic that allowed baiting for deer. Like bear baiting is legal in some states. We know that. But I did not know that. Did you?
I got to verify that for 100%. But
the only one that does?
I'm not.
It says here, North Dakota is the only state along the Canadian line from Pacific to Atlantic that allowed baiting. So I didn't know that.
It depends. It depends on what you consider baiting. Now,
right?
I heard you guys. There's a question there. Okay, so use of urine is technically baiting.
Right.
Okay. Use of those lick blocks you talked about is technically baiting. Use of corn is technically baiting. Use of field peas is technically baiting. You know what's not baiting? You know what gathers more deer than 5 gallons of corn, but is technically not baiting?
Farming.
A food plot.
Just wait.
A food plot specific. No. The Game and Fish still funds them. They pay for them.
For now.
This is where I say the pseudoscience lays. Okay? If you can claim that the act of shooting a gun or a bow at a deer that is standing next to a pile of corn is somehow going to be more detrimental to the spread of CWD, but that same deer that comes to the same food plot as the other deer every night and you shoot one there doesn't, you truly are not using science.
Yeah. I don't know if science has a lot to do with it, Daryl. I really don't.
Well, it doesn't. It's ethics.
Yeah.
It's a complete ethics push. Right. And you know what? This ethics push, if any sportsman out there, if you think this is about ethics and you're against baiting because of ethics, guess what? Send some more money to HSUS and PETA, because that is how they are dividing us. That is their message. They are dividing, and they will conquer us on the separation of the issue of ethics.
You said a mouthful right there, my friend. There's no doubt. I agree with you 100% on that. And they're doing it slowly, and it's working. There's no doubt. Hey, I know you're on the road here, Daryl. I appreciate you calling in, giving some insight to this, and we'll catch you around another. We'll set it up one of these weeks. We'll just have you on the whole hour. How's that sound?
Sounds good. You guys have a great day, and happy Easter to everyone, all your listeners, and you too.
Happy Easter to you too. Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate your calling, man. Thank you. All right, so he raises a good question there, Jesse, ethics, and we're going to cover that on the second half of the program. Along with anything else that grinds your gears, you want to 888-932-5682. That's the phone number. It's toll free. You'll be automatically put on hold, and I'll take your call as they come in. Or you can always text me as well. We'll be back after these messages. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invites you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and you can check out the Howe Farm and Ranch Retirement Auction, otherwise known as J&M Farms out of Hettinger, North Dakota. It's coming up your way on Thursday, April 13th. And on April 25th is the Doer Farm Retirement Auction in Kenmare, North Dakota. If you'd like more information, call or click Pfeiffer's.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Motrest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
When it comes to picking the right financial institution that best suits your unique banking needs, we invite you to come bank with Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Recently named North Dakota's best small bank and Newsweek's America's Best Banks in 2021, we believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our online and mobile customers, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invites you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and you can check out the Howe Farm and Ranch Retirement Auction, otherwise known as J&M Farms out of Hettinger, North Dakota. It's coming up your way on Thursday, April 13th. And on April 25th is the Doer Farm Retirement Auction in Kenmare, North Dakota. If you'd like more information, call or click Pfeiffer's.com.
When it comes to picking the right financial institution that best suits your unique banking needs, we invite you to come bank with Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Recently named North Dakota's best small bank and Newsweek's America's Best Banks in 2021, we believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our online and mobile customers, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues here across the Dakota Territory, and thanks for tuning in on YouTube here. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. And I'll tell you this right now, Jesse Flath, my guest in studio here, is we went out a little bit of hunting this morning. Didn't see any coyotes, but we witnessed the miracle of birth, Jesse.
Yeah, we did.
And we were glad we were there.
Yeah.
Because she had it and the calf's neck was upside down and underneath and the whole works.
Dropped that calf out of a 2-story building right
Yeah.
onto its neck.
So I got that taken care of. A couple new calves here this morning. I think I'm getting to the end of my first cycle here pretty quickly. So, but yeah. Anyway, I've had some coyote issues. I've had Fish and Wildlife Service. They've flown twice. Having some issues flying the rougher country out here, and I don't know what guy can do differently on that. But they've been out here trying to help and get things. But it's tough this year, Jesse. The snow is so deep that it's hard to set snares. These guys they said we can't really get snares set. The fences, most of the fences are under 3 feet of snow.
Yeah.
So you can't do fence line snares.
And the draws have 7, 8,
Yeah.
9 feet of snow in them still, so you can't set anything down there.
Yeah. So it's been tough, but they've been out trying. I've been out almost every single night. Last night was the first full night of sleep that I've gotten in about 2 weeks. So there you go. All right. Some questions. Levi says turkey tag number 1 is filled already, and I still get to catch the show. Turkey season is upon us on the North Dakota border. So
Open today, didn't it?
I think it is today. Yeah, yesterday or today. I have a tag and I have a new bow. So we could probably go turkey hunting today. Also, how's Jesse's 100-yard coyote game these days?
Well,
You did a little changing up here.
I did.
All right, here's a text message. Let's see. The Game and Fish can only regulate if you want to outlaw the backyard baiting issue. It has to go through the legislature. And why is it, Scott? Baiting is a private property issue and should be left to the landowners. But when it's a landowner's decision to put an easement or sell my property to an individual or agency, some of the Farm Bureau and other organizations want my decision to go before a board to get their opinion if it's good for them. Good question. All right. So because there are, okay, so that's a good topic. All right. That's a great topic. All right. I agree with this. I feel private property rights should be up to the private property owner. If you want to sell your land to Ducks Unlimited, okay, you want to give it to the church, you want to will it to something other than keeping it in the, what I would say, agricultural community, right? I feel it's entirely up to you. I really do. I think that should be something that the private property, if you're out there to get the most bang for your buck, and if you want to, and this is your retirement plan, which people got to understand that when you're a private property owner, that's basically your retirement plan, right?
So now it's my turn to play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
What's your feelings on the corporate farming law then?
Corporate farming. That's a tough one.
If some giant Chinese company wants to come in here and buy my ground
I know.
and turn it into a corporate dairy for China,
Right.
why should anybody be able to tell me as a private landowner that I can't then?
I agree with you, but I'm not in favor of the Chinese coming in and doing that.
Well, whether it's Chinese or someone from Texas.
It's a hard balance, man. It is a hard balance because I'm not a big fan.
You like to be devil's advocate. I finally got to do it to you.
I appreciate that because this is how we sit and talk about things, right? And I agree with that, but it's such, I think it's gotten to the point where it's become, I don't want to say greedy because I mean, you want the most for your property when you sell it. I get that. And you want the most that's just part of being the person that you are, right? I mean, you need, and we were talking about this morning. I said, after a certain age, I think you shouldn't have to pay any tax anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, good grief. I mean, you want to retire, I bought some cattle from the guy here and he's got to play the tax income thing. And he wants to retire, but it's like, well, can you defer this payment or can you do this differently? Well, if you want to retire, why can't you just save the money, sell your stuff and retire and have money? You got to give half of it away.
Capital gains and sales and
it's just I get that. But when is big too big? All right. So corporate farming, I look at this as, if I make a small corporation between myself and my wife for tax purposes, that's not corporate farming.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's those little loopholes and stuff,
Right.
but like up in our area right now, and it may be in more than just in my area in the central part of the state. It's just what I'm aware of because I'm seeing it happen. There's a couple guys out of Texas. There's a couple guys locally. As a producer in Oliver, Mercer County area, even McLean, it's really hard to buy land. The prices, you've got a couple of big producers that are pushing the price, and then you've got 2 or 3 of these out-of-state interests that are coming in, and they're buying it and renting it back to local guys at ridiculous prices, but they're just buying ground. There's so much, what's the word I'm looking for? So much spare cash out there that we don't even comprehend how much money's just out there floating around that guys need to reinvest, or they're pulling money out of the stock market because they're scared of what's going to happen, and they're putting it in ground, doing what is a 941 exchange, is it called, I believe? 1031 exchange. You know, there's just lots and lots and lots of dollars out there, and it's making it really hard for new producers, current producers that want to grow. It's pushing these land prices like crazy. Now, that's a good thing for the retiring farmer rancher, the family that is holding land in a trust from somebody that passed away that wants to let go of that land. It's a great thing for them. So it is, like you said, it's a really hard balancing act on what part of this is good and what part of it's bad, you know?
The Daryl East text in, he says the previous text about having the Farm Bureau having to review, he says, you're misinformed. Please give him a call. So Jamie Breck says you can't stop paying taxes. We got to keep giving billions to the Ukraine and illegal aliens invading our country.
Fair.
Fair. You're right, Jamie. We got to keep paying for that too. You know, so here's the thing. Certain taxes I'm okay with. I mean, we have roads and you know, the county, we get county roads. I mean, granted, ours are a little rough right now, but they do what they can do. They opened them up this winter. I mean, there's certain things I'm okay with. Schools and all that, I get that. But when it comes to giving your ranch away, or you want to work your son or your daughter or somebody else into it, you can't do that very easily.
Yeah.
You know,
speaking of taxes, have you caught wind of somebody trying to put a bill forward? The private schools want to get their fingers on some tax dollars, because right now your Trinities and your Shiloh Christians, your parochial schools, as some call them,
it's a big word for you, buddy.
They're privately funded. They don't get tax dollars. Right. And they're supposedly, I haven't seen it, there's a bill out there, I guess, or the thought of one for them to start getting some tax revenue. I have a hard time with school taxes. You know, you take an individual that never has kids, you know, everybody's got to pay for school and help because your kids go through and then the next person's kids go through. What about the business owner, ranch owner, landowner that never has kids and they've got to pay?
I know one of those guys.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So not only do I think them private schools shouldn't get tax dollars, I think that whole school tax formula, I don't know how a guy would fix it, but I don't like the way that works.
Well, you started something there. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
State tax dollars should follow the student no matter which school they attend. Okay.
By the individual family.
Yeah. Another one, Scott, you as a property owner and sell it to an organization, say Ducks Unlimited, for instance, they will work to get the land off a property tax roll and thus increasing all the other neighbors' taxes. I didn't know that. I don't know if that's right. And
so
hold on.
So they don't pay taxes on ground that they acquire?
Well, they work to try to get it off of there. Okay. So here's another thing. You were just your last comment about private schools.
Yeah.
My worry about it. So here's the thing. I help a lot of private schools raise money.
Yep.
I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. All right. 3 of my siblings went to a private school. Okay. Kind of had to. It was the only school in the country.
Right.
But here's the thing is once you start taking tax dollars, are they going to start telling you what you can and can't do in that
now
school?
You are regulated.
Now you're regulated. As a private school, I like it because I don't hear of furries in private schools. All right. You don't hear about those type of things.
No.
They got rules, they got dress codes, and I love that type of thing. I really do. Anyway, back to the outdoor side. Tim says, I say no to wildlife game manipulation as it relates to CWD. And some of the North Dakota legislator decisions this session is hard to understand. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. So, all right, grind your gears, Jesse, one more time. Then we're going to end on a positive note here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Oh, you want? Oh,
I
thought you were bringing something on. Sorry.
Oh no. Mine was this whole private property rights thing, and we've ground on my gear for 45 minutes.
Well, yeah.
Turkey season. All right. Well, let's go to the positive side. Turkey season is going on. I haven't checked. South Dakota mountain lion season.
They didn't do the turkey tags for the youth this year like they did last year, did they? Those guaranteed.
I'm not sure.
It was a one-time deal. They'd never done it before. They sold, I bought a turkey tag for both of my girls last year, and then we had that April blizzard, and we never even got out of the house to go hunt.
Yeah.
And then this year I didn't really see anything out there for it, so I don't think they did it again.
Darren says kids that live in Stanton that go to school in Hazen, their parents' taxes go to the center district.
Yeah, it goes to the center district.
Yeah.
But that's a whole open enrollment deal there. As I'm sure, is Amadon the same way? Does some of Slope County taxes go to New England and some of them go to Bowman?
We had to vote on where it went to.
Oh, okay.
And I believe Bowman got that. So.
Okay.
Don't get me started about our taxes.
I know it's a big deal.
They tripled in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And so anyway, granted, they're still probably the cheapest ones in the state, right? But so here, mountain lion season in South Dakota. You ready for this? 27 females and 15 males have been taken. Total of 42 right now. And that season closes at the end of this month. And 123 pounder here yesterday.
And they do have a limit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a limit. They have a limit
big number though.
60 total mountain lions, or until the first 40 females have been taken. And this is the closest it's been between males and females. Usually the females it usually hits that number really
fill
quickly.
It up and they close it.
North Dakota's closed here a couple weeks ago. The contingent season was closed up here.
Yep.
And there you go. Now, I can still grind my gears. I didn't get drawn for an elk gratis tag again.
I did not get drawn for an elk regular tag again.
I've gotten a lot of text messages and a lot of Facebook messages, and I appreciate that. People that got drawn.
Getting a hold of you right away?
Yeah.
Good.
They got a hold. They took my advice from so many years of, when you get the tag, start your relationship then.
It's crazy.
So I have 7 new relationships started. So it's going to be.
I've heard of at least 2, maybe 3, if I think about it, people that drew their elk and moose in the same year again.
Really?
Yeah. I still think that there should be a way where if you draw 2 of your big 3 in the same year, you should be able to defer one of them tags to the next year.
What if you're 85 years old?
Well, then if you're retired and you got all the time in the world, great, but to have to try to go after a moose and an elk in the state at the same time, a lot of people don't have that vacation. They don't have that time. They don't have the resources.
Agree, but at least it's not the opening weekend, which I guarantee there's going to be those people. Let's see. Gene says, private school analogy. I don't like the city park because bad kids hang out there. I built my own exclusive park, charging membership. Now I want the city to help pay for it. I haven't seen that, but maybe you're right. Eric says safety.
I was using that as an example.
Yeah. Eric says safety this time of the year is on my mind as the ice gets thinner and the weather gets warmer. And, like he says, an accident takes a long time to recover from. And there's no doubt about that. I don't know what the ice looks like on certain portions of Oahe or any of the lakes in your areas. I don't trust ice the way it is. I like to stay off of that stuff, but the Little Missouri River is ice jammed up right now. I'll have more videos of that coming up your way. So, but yeah. Anyway, tags in the North Dakota side of things, April 1st, you have to. That's when you got to get your new license.
Yep, fishing license, fur bearers, everything.
Combination, whatever you want to get.
Yep.
And they held the lottery very quickly on the elk season, moose season. Bighorn sheep is still out there. Bighorn sheep is still out. Usually, you don't find out until June.
Yeah.
So good for them.
They got it figured out. Finally, good.
Well, what else is going on? Okay, turkey season's open. We have finally spring bear season. Oh, on the North Dakota side of things, one of the things I've always wanted to do, but it's always during calving season,
Paddlefish.
paddlefish snagging. And that is starting May 1st, I believe. May 1st or May 5th is paddlefish snagging season. And then South Dakota has theirs like later on in the late summer, early fall is when they have theirs. But man, oh man, I'll tell you what, I would love to do that. Another text message coming in. You know what grinds my gears? You can't find a beer company that doesn't support gender-confused crowds. I was wondering when that was going to get brought up here today. I was wondering when you're going to be dumping the Bud Light or driving over the Bud Light. I say drink it. You paid for it. Get it done. But, support what you want to support. I'm one of those guys that if I hear of a company that doesn't support hunting or farming and ranching, I have a hard time going to them. So it's your decision to do that. And I support whichever way you like to go. Is until they have a furry on it, then I'm really going to be upset. If they have a furry on the Hams can, Jesse.
Not going to happen.
How do you know?
I know.
Because people are saying that Hams and Coors is bought out by the same company.
No. Miller Coors is owned by Molson Coors. It was supposed to be part of the InBev consortium, and because of antitrust law, or not antitrust, what's it called when monopolistic laws, whatever it's called, they were forced to separate that portion out. So that
sorry. I'm sorry, I got a text message while you were talking here about transmission fluid. So sorry. Now I'm getting
I'm getting them too all of a sudden. Oh boy, we opened a can of worms there.
That's all right. It's at the end of the show. We can continue on the YouTube side of things after the radio side of it. But yeah, no, that's and like we were talking last night. When's the next thing? Next week, what's going to be the big scandal?
Yeah.
All right. What's the next scandal that's going to be?
Yeah, it's
oh
boy, what?
Somebody just texted me that Hams has a talking bear.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's a furry. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Gene, good one.
No. Come on now.
That's pretty talented. See, our listening crowd here, the talent that we have listening on a Saturday morning. So, all right. Anyway, check your licenses, both North and South Dakota. Make sure you have your new licenses. All right. Fishing, open water fishing. I think some shore fishing is going to be started. People love to go after northerns, don't they, on the shore fishing?
Yeah, a lot of times you're seeing pictures of big old snot rockets on the shore for weeks already, and we got a ways to go yet.
Yes.
Well, the high today, what did I say the high was?
30-something in the Sakakawea area.
Yeah, it's the high for here. You're looking at over 60, and Hazen's predicted high today is 37.
So it's going to take a slow melt is what you're saying.
It's going to take a little while yet, but coming up here this week, we're supposed to touch the 60s. And once that runoff starts hitting that ice, it chews away at that edge pretty quick. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't heard of anybody finding any open water yet.
Well, Little Missouri.
I'm talking on the big water there, smarty pants.
Hey, come on. This is the biggest water we have in this area, man.
The Knife River hasn't opened up yet.
Hasn't it?
No. Yeah. I'm a little worried about Hazen's golf course in the south side of Beulah. That hot
flooding
temperature,
situations?
that hot temperature hits and that knife breaks free and we get some ice jams. It's has the potential to be not good this spring here yet.
Well, eastern side of North and South Dakota having flooding issues in certain areas. So we wish the best of luck to you guys over that way. And if it wasn't the drought, it's the flood, huh? One or the other. But it is turkey season. We should go find some turkeys today, man. Really should. I think that would be a good idea. I think it would. There. Anyway, thanks for tuning in today to another hour of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. The only one of the last live shows left in the Dakota Territory.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I want to let everybody. I have a lot of people that come up to me and talk to me about being on this show. If you've got something you want us to talk about, stop in my office in Hazen and let me know, and we'll try to bring the subject up on a future show.
Or text it, 701-425-6651. Hey, thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate everybody listening. And make sure you keep it right here on all these great radio stations. Drink some milk, eat some meat, support agricultural and hunting. Talk to you later. I was a little late on that one. Stations, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Gene says, turkey season doesn't start till the snow is gone. Now,
turkey season might be over in some areas before the snow is gone this year.
Yeah, this year. All right. We'll give the stations little time to turn me down, turn me off, and go from there. Is this the email that I was supposed to have there, buddy?
Turn me loose. Yeah.
You should do something with that voice. Really should. So what do we want to talk about in the after hours here? We'll give 10 minutes or somebody to bring something up, and I'll really let people have it here before
Hey, do you realize you were looking for a charging cord? You have a wireless charging station right beside you now that you set up and forgot you have?
I did forget about that.
I'm just reading the instructions here.
Instructions.
Who needs those?
I'll be. Well, if nobody's going to chime in with anything else, we'll let you go here. We got a few things to do today. So,
yeah.
Thanks, YouTube. Catch you later. Enjoy.